Rockstar gang, what up? What up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. What a show yesterday it was. 7.5 hours was just insane, bro. It was insane. 7.5 hours was just way too much yesterday. Way too much yesterday. But I appreciate everyone joining the live stream, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I'm gonna start going live on TikTok too. Got to be posting this live like everywhere because yesterday was so beneficial to my channel and the support you guys bring. Already got 36 people watching, so there's no reason why that thumbs up button on the YouTube channel shouldn't be at 36 likes or 39 likes. And if you're watching on Twitter, you might as well go ahead and hit that heart button 39 times as well. I mean, however you're watching, make sure you're hitting the like button. Feel free to share the live, repost it, whatever the case may be. That would be great. Really appreciate it. But if you're on Twitter, please just do me a favor. Uh, or if you're on Facebook, come on over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. That's all I ask. It's free. It only takes 2 clicks and it takes 2 seconds to do. And that's the best way you can support me and my channel. So I appreciate everyone in here as of right now. Great work yesterday, Clay. I tried, man. I tried. I tried. So let's get into what is next for the Carolina Panthers. Okay. Any moves? Hen Brown comes in. As of right now, Hen, nothing much, man. Not much, except as of right now, we're heavily pursuing linebacker Patrick Queen, which I think would be an excellent replacement for Frankie Luvu. And him, because he's a leader, and I love everything about Patrick Queen and what he brings to the table. He's a great run stopper, great pass coverage. He really kind of just does it all. As a linebacker, he just checks off all the boxes. So, uh, and he would be a great replacement for Frankie Louvu. Honestly, he might even be an upgrade. If you go look at him and Frankie Louvu, um, I kind of wouldn't mind checking that out today. We might do a comparison on the two as well today because I was thinking about that. Is Frankie Louvu better or is Patrick Cole better? I like to definitely do the comparisons on that. But as of right now, the only thing I know of any moves is um obviously us, at least for the Carolina Panthers, are heavily into um into him. So but no updates as of right now. No updates except besides the fact that the Miami Dolphins signed Shaq Barrett. A lot of pro days are going on today. Darnell Mooney's heading to Atlanta, so and Mixon into Texans. Other than that, for the Carolina Panthers news, the only thing we've heard is heavily pursuing linebacker Patrick Queen. So that would be nice. Queen would be nice. Absolutely. Clay, what's good? How's everything? So far, so good, man. So far, so good. Woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, hit a little gym session, and then got some breakfast or some more breakfast because I ate before. I always eat before I go to the and then some chest and tries, about 30 minutes of cardio, got out of there, and then did some work this morning. Now here we are. Y'all like the guard hires and maybe yeah, I did. We're gonna discuss that. So let's get in that too. Let's get in that first. So obviously yesterday, let's get into that real quick because I want to share this with you. Share my screen. Let's do this. Yeah, so let's talk about this yesterday. This right here. Let's see if y'all see that? Actually, you probably see it better like this. You know what? We'll move myself like this so you can see a little. All right, so Robert Hunt, Damien Lewis yesterday. Obviously, the signings. Okay, let's talk about Damien Lewis. Well, let's talk about Robert Hunt. Okay, that was the first free agent splash we made yesterday. Okay, a market by it was a big sign by us. I would was surprised. I mean, yesterday I was so blown away with everything, and it was so hard to keep up with everything and all the news, and then being live being on here for 7.5 hours, and then my mind was just blown, and I still made 3 TikToks yesterday after the live, which is crazy. Um, so I was just burnt out after yesterday. Um, but we needed much reinforcements on the offensive line, which has plagued us by inconsistency in recent season, okay? We've had numerous challenges, including limited cap space, a laundry list of issues, and people yesterday were complaining. People were complaining about the Brian Bernstein, Frank Louvu thing, but it's like but then we signed these guards who are top tier guards, who are pretty damn good guards. They only allowed between the 2 of them, they only allowed 4 sacks, only caused 6 penalties, and between the other 2 guards that we had last year, I mean, it's not even close. It's not even close to compare to, if you go to look at their PFF grades of our guards last year. I mean, if you go look, okay, our starting right guard last year was, um, Gabe Jackson, basically. We could use Gabe Jackson, for example, okay? I mean, Gabe Jackson last year, I mean, just in the short period of time he was there, he allowed 1 penalty, 3 sacks. You go to Chandler Zavala last year. Okay, let's go to Chandler Zavala, if we're gonna talk about this too. If you wanna complain see, because here's the thing, people want their cake and eat it too, and you can't have it. Chandler Zavala last year, 3 penalties, 6 sacks allowed, 374 sacks before he got injured, okay? Austin Corbett, before he got injured, okay? So look at his real quick. 1 penalty, 3 sacks allowed, 257 snaps, okay? Bradley Bozeman. Okay, he played 1,100 snaps. He had 5 penalties, and he allowed the most sacks in the NFL at the center position. He was first in the NFL with sacks allowed at 8. Okay, so you got Bradley Bozeman. We could talk about Cade Mays. He allowed 4 penalties, 3 sacks. If you look at the combined sack totals with everybody we had on here, and then the ones that played the most, I mean, it's night and day compared to these 2 guys, alright? So let's go ahead and get that out, alright? But see, the problem is that with Carolina Panthers fans, they want their cake and eat it too. Jay Issue, what's up, man? I gotta get you back on the show, brother. I hope all is well, man. Hope you're doing well. Um, here's the thing, you want your cake, you eat it too. I mean, at the same time, we're going through a full rebuild process. If you go look at the contract, the cap space made more the way that Damien Lewis's contract and Robert Hunt's contract are gonna work, we're not gonna take as big as a cap hit as we would have if we would have done the same signing with Brian Burke. So, the reason why they did this was because it made sense in the cap space too. I mean, we have to we have to make sure that we are understanding here because at the end of the day, man, like, you can't have your pass rush and your defense. I mean, this is what I think that Carolina's gonna do now. Well, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's because I wanna talk about this Robert Hunt and Damien Lewis sign more. I agree. How important is the long snapper position? We got our long snapper, so it's all good. Do you really think they will move forward to center? I don't like that move. I think they will, but I don't like the move either. I still think that if they move Corbett to center, they will get somebody in the draft. I think that what they're gonna do too is, oh man, Treybo's calling me by the old show named Methodology. What do you think about the Falcons getting Kirk Cousins and the Falcons NFC South are gonna be on the Panthers next year, maybe before they compete? Treybo, let me tell you something. Atlanta's winning the South next year. Atlanta's winning the South next year, and they're gonna dominate. And Kirk Cousins, we are gonna go 0-2 against we will get swept. We're gonna get swept by the Falcons next year. I think Dan has done amazing so far with the roster he has left, and I think Brant Tillis has done great with these contracts. we'll have to discuss more about those contracts. Um, we grab Queen and Higgins, I'll forget the Panthers, dude. If that happens, Andrew, I think a lot of Panthers fans are gonna shut the fuck up about what happened yesterday with the Frankie Louvu and the Brian Burns situation. I really do. I don't think Higgins is coming to Carolina. I mean, I don't either, Hen, honestly. If I but like I said, if it happens, I'd be happy. I wouldn't be mad about it. What's up, Anthony? I think the Panthers looking for fresh young legs at the draft. I think that's part of the rebuild, man. Part of the rebuild. It's starting over, starting fresh, starting young. That's what a rebuild is. It is what it is. I mean, I get Brian Burns is only 25, 26, but at the same time, man, you gotta understand where the what a full rebuild is. And people are just complaining as Panthers fans, just complaining about, "Oh my god, we let Brian Burns go. Oh my god, we let, um, you know, Frankie Louvu go." Well, again, if you wanna get mad at anybody in those whole situations, which we're gonna talk more about, get mad at Scott Fitter, okay? Get mad at Scott Fitter. Are there any good CBs available? Yeah, Kendall Fuller's still out there. Kendall Fuller is one of the people, as a CB. Kendall Fuller's still out there. Tre'Davious, I would say Stephon Gilmore's still out there. Steven Nelson is still out there. Steve Nelson's out there. Keyshawn Dixon's still out there. Um, I need to look through here. I need to look at who else is out there. I need to look at who else is out there. I mean, again, we could also get Daniel Hunter still out there. I know he's 29 years old, but Daniel Hunter could be a guy to and you got Chase Young still out there as well, guys, to replace Brian Burns. The Panthers are heavily favored to get Patrick Queen so far. Yeah, we were talking about that. I'm glad Luvu left and Luke Kuechly. I never compared to Luke Kuechly, but I was actually more hurt that he left than I was Burns, surprisingly enough. I the thing with the Birds, we're gonna talk more about. But back to this situation. So Hunt, who played with the Miami Dolphins, um, is a talented guard, and you can tell signing Hunt is a clear indication that the Panthers were serious about protecting their quarterback, and so solidify this offensive line for one. Because think about it in the past 6 to 8 years, when's the last time the Carolina Panthers had a really decent, t an actually consistent offensive line. Yeah, they finished top 10 in 2022, but then look what happened after that. And they only finished top 10 because of them running the ball and it fit the scheme that they were running. And that's what happens when schemes like it's Conor McGregor said it best. Styles wins fights. Same thing in the NFL. Schemes fit certain players, right? These schemes fit your players, right? But again, that's the ultimate goal here, right? And so um this guy's only allowed, 1 sack, penalized just twice. He received a 77.1 grade for his work last season, which is one of the top marks at his position. 6'6", 335 pounds, physical, yet versatile player. Can play some tight end. And if you haven't seen that play, y'all need to go watch that play of him catching the pass running to him. Pretty funny. Pretty athletic though. He's played 45 games at the right guard position, 11 at the right tackle, and 5 career starts. So he brings that offensive line into clear focus. Ike Ekwonu probably will start at left tackle, still Moton at right tackle. Hunt will start at right guard. Christensen um, is the is the left guard. Was the left guard, but Damien Lewis might take that over. I don't know. I think there's gonna be a battle between those 2, between Damian Lewis and Christensen. That's depending on how he comes back after that bicep tear. The offensive line, of course, though, we knew was gonna be the major point, and, um, and they're making those investments. Um, I know signing Hunt shows that they're obviously committed to this. To continue to build that strong offensive line, protect the quarterback, open up run lanes. I think it's a major win, but it did come with a cost. And I told you that when signing Robert Hunt, I knew it was gonna come with a cost. And I mentioned that, like, even though he was one of the free agents to target, I did mention I just didn't know if they could afford him, and Brent Tillis worked his magic. So shout out to Brent Tillis for making it work. Um, we went 2-15 with Burns and Luvu playing. Get out of your feelings and move along. It's time to move on. Um, Time to absolutely move on. You were absolutely right with the Burns trade. My bad for that. Any news today? You're absolutely right with the Burns trade. My bad for that. Yeah, I mean, David, I told you, man. It's not I don't say these things out loud. And listen, if I'm wrong, David, I will admit it. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people who admit to his if his wrong. I'll eat my crow. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years now, going on 4. And I have eaten my crow multiple times on this platform. So trust me, I have no problem admitting if I'm wrong. But any news today, I'm not seeing anything. If I were the Panthers, would love to get Queen, Simmons, White, a true number 1 wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, David, they might. I mean, we'll see what moves they make. I think they're definitely in talks as of right now with Patrick Queen. I really feel like we need a halfback for a tight end. Canals has already said how important the run game is. Yeah, the zone scheme that he's gonna be running, the run game is gonna be very important. But that's the reason why he went and got these big guards because he wants to open the run lanes, take some pressure off the price. That's the main goal here, and of course, protecting. I've got to be honest, I'm not looking for any, um I just want to see some improvement, which we should. This is what a real full rebuild looks like, and we need to get behind our team. Exactly, man. Like, I just don't get these other Panthers fans out here. Like, and I know some other guys that, that are content creators too. Some people the content creators, I think, are all different, all the YouTubers. They're all they when it comes to the Carolina Panthers, these guys, everyone thinks differently. Not everyone thinks the way that I not everyone thinks that I think that this is a true full rebuild. This is part of the plan. And everybody's blaming Dan Morgan and Brant Tillis for letting Luka Dan and Brian Burns go. But at the end of the day, the only person you can blame for that is Scott Fitter. I mean, he's the reason why we're in the situation we were. You can't commit to your key players when financially it doesn't make sense, and at the end of the day, it costs. What's your win-loss for the Panthers? Maybe 5, 6 wins. I say ceiling wins next season 6, 4, 3. I mean, that's about it. Yeah, saying Burns was good, but Luvu had that dog in him. I liked what Luvu brought to the table, man. He was a leader back there, very vocal, sideline to sideline linebacker. Um, could play anywhere on the field. It seemed like outside, inside, very versatile. Yeah, Steve Burns was good, but Luvu had that. Yeah, call me after Gar. We all knew Burns was leaving. Had no idea that was going to be gone too. Yep, fresh start. Smash that like and subscribe. Thank you, Dom34. Appreciate that. Very excited about the online O-line signings. Me too, Ryan. Hopefully, Carolina double dips the wide receiver position in the draft. They could. I think they could. And I hope they do too. I hope they do too. 42 people watching, only 16 likes. Come on, people, smash the like button. Marcos Cash knows what's up. Knows what's up. Do you believe this draft class is deep enough to get us a potential wide receiver one in the second round? Absolutely. Keon Coleman, I think, is a true potential wide receiver one. Who knows? Some of these wide receivers might fall, man, depending on what happens with some of their pro days. Um, you know, depends on some of the things that we see on the pro days, and then some of them help themselves at the NFL Combine. For me personally, I think Troy Franklin's combine actually hurt him more than it did him good. I think his draft stock's going to go down. Donnie Mitchell had a great combine. John Coleman had a great combine. Aduzier was definitely the star of the show in the wide receiver room. God, what I would do for the Carolina Panthers to get Roma Aduzier out of Washington. Oh my God. I'm telling you, Roma Aduzier is gonna be the next Mike. I'm telling you right now. But I like Leggett still. You could still get Xavier Worthy. You could still get, um, Keon Coleman, you might be able to get Ladd there as well. Um, um, so we'll see, but I think there's definitely some potential for a wide receiver in the second round. This is a deep class, man. This is a deep class. I mean, look at dude, Zay Flowers, I'm pretty sure was a second round. I mean, he's basically the wide receiver one there in Baltimore. So, I'm pretty sure Zay Flowers, if I'm not mistaken, was a second round pick. Panthers scouting Leggett heavy. Yeah, they are. 24 reps, bitch. Dude's a dog, man. Dude's an absolute dog. Scott Shitter. Exactly, man. Marcos knows what's up. He's the reason you can thank that man for everything that happened yesterday. Or at least happened with Frankie Louvu and Brian Burns. Um, because they'd probably still be on this team if he wouldn't have fucked up the cap space. Um, Derrick Henry signed with the Ravens. Yeah, I kind of figured that was gonna happen. I kind of figured that was gonna happen. All right, let's talk about Damien Lewis real quick. Um, we agreed to terms with another guard who's gonna be probably our starting left guard. Signed a 4-year, $53 million contract with 26.2 million guaranteed money. Definitely a hefty sum, but I think Lewis is gonna be worth every penny. He was drafted in the 3rd round by Seattle back in 2022. He's been a consistent force, man, on the offensive line ever since. He's been there. He's protected Russell Wilson, Geno Smith. His pass blocking and fishing rating is an impressive 97.2%. Has that obviously, I think he's got the dog in him. I think he's obviously gonna fit in Canales' scheme because Canales has worked with him before, or at least they know each other, whatever you wanna call it. In the 931 offensive snaps he played last season, Lewis allowed only 3 sacks and only committed 4 penalties. So he's bestly known in the run game, but he's equally impressive and finished in top 20 in the run blocking among all guards twice by Pro Football Focus. So with Lewis and Hunt on board, I think that the Panthers have completely transformed their offensive line already. They're taking no chances when it comes to protecting your quarterback, who got sacked 62 times as a rookie. This move is a testament to their commitment to building a strong and competitive team, especially when it comes to the offensive line. I'm all aboard on this. Some of you, if some of you Panthers fans are tuning in and you're not, well, explain to me if Frankie Louvu and Brian Burns were on this team again this year, is that gonna help us win 2 to 15 more games? Because the last time I checked, we couldn't put any points up on the board. So I think that you should stop bitching and complaining that you lost Brian Burns and start thanking what Dan Morgan and Frank Tillis are doing because they're trying to build an offensive line so that you can keep the quarterback upright so he can go through his progressions and find the reads and get the ball to his wide receivers. But again, last year also, let's not forget that he was under pressure over 62 or sacked 62 times, was under pressure over 40 plus times. And then also on the top of that, he had 2 wide receivers that um were the worst in top 10 worst wide receivers. 2 of our wide receivers last year, DJ Chark, Jonathan Mingo, were in the top 10 of worst wide receivers for creating separation. So for all of you that are bitching and complaining that Burns and Lugu aren't here, sorry, it's time to get over it. It's time to move on. It's a new day. Might as well go ahead and hop on the damn Morgan and Brant Tillis train. You should do a mock draft with the updated picks we have. I'm doing that today. That's in the title, my friend. Chris Mack, it's in the title. It says, "What's next for the Carolina Panthers? Free agents available, mock draft." And we have a massive O-line. I mean, we do. I just hope I mean, I'm gonna make a joke here, but I just hope that, I just hope it pays off. I just hope it pays off. Last night also, if y'all don't know, YGM yesterday, uh, obviously got signed by the, San Francisco 49ers, so good for him. They're mo good I'm glad that he got picked up by someone. Let me see if I can find it from yesterday. Actually, let's get into the yeah, we'll talk about YGM first. Talk about YGM first. See if we can find him. Um, let's see if we can find Mr. YGM. Well, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Um, Frankie Luvu yesterday signed a $36 million deal, 3 year. I know I felt like this was a big blow, but I think if we get Patrick Queen, it will definitely make me feel a lot better. Because in 2022, he recorded over 279 sacks, 279 tackles, 14 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and then his performance in week 8 of the 2023 season, that game was insane. He had, like, 12 tackles that game, 2 for a loss, 2 pass breakups, and a sack, which got him the NFC Defensive Player of the Week that week. Beyond the numbers, though, Lubu was, I think, a beloved figure in the Panthers locker room. He had the relentless energy, uh, just that chaotic style play where he brought a bright spot on that team, when we were often struggling last year. Um, he was known for never taking a play off and for his willingness to take blockers much larger than himself to get the football. Um, so he signed with the Washington Commanders. It's a significant loss, but it's important to remember that it is a business at the end of the day, and players come and go, right? It's up to the Panthers front office to find a replacement for Luvu and continue to build a team to that they feel can compete at the highest level. And then I wanna find the YGM. I was saving a bunch of these yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. Mm. Aaron Jones basically gave the big middle finger to, Minnesota, or I mean, Green Bay, signing with Minnesota. That was crazy. Um, YGM though, outside linebacker, got his deal, an $18 million deal worth 2 years. I wouldn't say it's a huge loss, but, he has a lot of I think there's a lot of upside for him, and there's a lot of potential there. Um, I mean, YGM was an intriguing player. I thought he had some versatility. I thought he was gonna be a lot better than he was. But he was asked to move from defensive end to outside linebacker and never a scheme, which it was a position that he's never played before. But he managed to record 36 tackles last year, 10 quarterback hits, 4.5 sacks, 7 tackles for a loss, which was a big improvement compared to years past. And then and so I think YGM with the right coaching and the system could take his team to the next level. And I think the 49ers seem to think so as well, especially if they're willing to pay him $18 million over the next 2 years. But only time will tell if he can live up to that price tag. Um, all right, so we talked about Damien Lewis, we talked about Frankie Louvu. Let's see. Talk about Patrick Queen here shortly. Yeah, so let's talk about the Bryant situation. Let's talk about the Bryant. Let me just find a post about the Brian Burns. Um, I wanna find a good post, though. And for those of you folks that don't remember, okay, by the way, it was the 39th pick. Alright, it was 39th pick. Some of you were thinking it was a 47th pick, I don't know why. You can see it all over Twitter. Alright, so let's just do this. Um, let's just use this one. Um, all right, so let me talk about this real quick. Let's grade this. Let's grade this for a second, because here's the question I got to ask you guys. Crap, facts, star. I tried, man. Both of our new guards worked with the smaller QB, so should be a good sign for sure. Henry to the Ravens. Yep. Mock draft contention. Yeah. Today. Ridley is out, wants to return to Jags. Higgins is the play with Queen. Christian, I'd love it. I would love Higgins with the Queen play. I'd love it. Late in the show. Exactly. What's good, Black Ice? Good. I'd love to grab Peyton Wilson, perhaps slide Monk in the second round. There's also a Mahler center from what's oh yeah, I've been all over um Zach Frazier. I've been all over Zach Frazier, man. Yo, Clay, what's up, Toxic? They said the Panthers made a strong push for Lugo at the end, but that he wanted to play for Dan Quinn. Hey, you know who you want to play for. At the end of the day, if you don't want to be here, go somewhere else. You know, at the end of the day, I understand. I went to high school with Peyton Wilson, Orange. I represent. Nice, that's cool. Play the Ross together. That's sick. We got Darnell Mooney. I see. Yeah, you did, man. Big signing. I mean, it's a good signing for you guys. You got a nice looking offense now. A very good offense. With that offensive line as well, and the two running backs, two-headed monster running backs. I mean, listen, Darnell Mooney is definitely the wide receiver two now. So, so I want to grade the Brian Burns. So first off, guys in the chat, answer this question for me. Um, okay, Easton, this is getting at it. I mean, dude, as a Bears fan, I would like to thank Dan Morgan for securing us the 33rd pick. Dude, we heard you the first time. I don't need to hear it again. Relax, bro. Figure out your quarterback situation first. All right. So did the Giants fleece the Panthers? Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that? This is the question I'm asking. Did the Giants fleece? Do y'all think so? Because obviously we got the Panthers parted ways with the second with Ryan Burns basically for a second round pick, 39th pick, and a 2025 fifth rounder, and a 2024 fifth round pick swap. But um, we'll find out more about that. But it was a 5-year contract worth up to 150 million, making him the second highest paid defensive end in history of the NFL. Um, so why did the Giants make this deal? First off, well, it's simple because they saw the opportunity to add an elite player, or not. Sorry, shouldn't say he's an elite player because I don't think he's elite. I've been on record for saying that, so I don't know why I said it. But he opportunity to add a great player, I should say, add a prime position needed in the NFL, and they felt that it was a reasonable cost. I mean, Burns may not have received the national attention during his time in Carolina, and that's about to change because he's had over his career, he's had 46 sacks under his belt. Burns is one of the best. I wanna say he's a top 15 passer, okay? He's gonna be teaming alongside Kayvon Thibodeaux, and this just gives their defense a much needed boost. Now the Panthers, on the other hand, have been trying to extend Burns' contract for years, but the two sides can never come to an agreement. And, obviously with the team going through the coaching changes and the struggles on the field, I felt that I felt that Burns didn't feel a need to rush into a deal. I mean, even though general manager Dan Morgan, um, said that decided to use the franchise tag on Burns, um, before finally deciding to trade him and redirect their financial resources elsewhere. Um, so how did the trade grade out for each team? I mean, for the Giants, I have to give them an A, obviously, for their efforts. I mean, but the only thing is they lose running back Saquon Barkley. They lost their safety, Xavier McKinney, which kinda leaves a gaping hole in their roster, but they filled it, with a quality player in Brian Burns, but they also brought in, I think, Devin Singletary yesterday, and I haven't heard them replacing Xavier McKinney yet. But but what they did is rather than pay 2 high quality players at the position, um, that are viewed as less important, they decided to go all in on a pass rusher. So, the second round pick they gave up is a quality asset. I think it's worth the price to a player who's expected to continue on an upward trajectory for the next few years, but I was hoping from a nut that extra one, right? So, as in the Panthers grade, on the other hand, it's a bit more difficult for me to determine because you lose a talented player like Burke, and it's never easy, especially for a team in the early stages of a rebuild, right? So Panthers are trying to invest in Bryce Young. They're doing it. Uh, they did it by hiring Dave Canales. They signed Robert Hunt and Damien Lewis. So, but again, trading Burns also frees up cap space, which provides our team with extra draft picks, which could be proven useful in the long run. In the end, it's a win-win situation for both teams. Even though I would love to got more compensation out of the picks, but the Giants get a talented player at a reasonable price. Panthers get extra resources to invest in the future. It remains to be seen how this trade will play out on the field, but for now, the Giants can rejoice in the addition of Brian Burns. Um, and that we can hope as Panthers fans that the investment we're making for Bryce Young pays off. Mott Lomax, hit the like button. For a second and a fifth. Yeah. No, they don't have a QB. And a classic Bears move, they'll screw that pickup as well. No, that's the best we could get. I mean, I think we coulda got more, Chris. I think a second and a third. I agree with Matt Chatter saying yesterday, at least a second and a third, and I would have been happy with that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Augusta Justin Fields. If we get the right players for this pick, hell, no, the Giants did not fleece us. If yeah, exactly. If the picks hit, right, then yeah, we didn't get fleeced. Oh, you're bust I wouldn't be happy about getting Caleb Williams because I can tell you right now, Caleb Williams is gonna be a bust. Yeah, I guess Ishan, you didn't watch enough Carolina Panthers games where he got sacked 62 times and pressured 40 plus times. Yeah, let's not forget about that. And, Ishan, if you didn't know, um, Carolina Panthers last year had 2 wide receivers, in the top 10 of worst wide receivers of creating separation. And good luck with Caleb Williams, the guy that went 2-8 against top 25 teams. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. How do we feel about both guard signings? IQ, I feel good about it. Look what Bryce did with nothing. Way more impressive in my opinion than Fields. Interesting. He's coming in hot with that statement. Couldn't win in the Pac-12. Why do you think he'll be great in the NFL? I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. And here's the thing, Merle Hodge has come out and multiple times about quarterbacks and has hit on every quarterback he talked about. And ones that he said that all these people think is gonna pan out, and he goes out and says that they aren't, they end up not panning out. And one of his quarterbacks that he's recently talked about is Caleb Williams. He thinks that he's gonna be a bust. And Merle Hodge is not basically most of the time 100 like, he's been 90% right. Now, if we had other elite players on the roster, we've seen more Burns wreak havoc on the field. I mean, sure, if he had the help, I would most definitely say that Brian Burns would've would've had more. I think if YGM would have stayed healthy, you still had Luvu and Shaq Thompson on the field, and then Derrick Brown, and you had, I think that, yeah, that you might have seen some more help, but YGM didn't stay healthy. Shaq Thompson was off the field for the whole season. I don't think that those 2 helped the situation either, you know? Smash that like and subscribe. Appreciate that, Dom34. There are a lot of moves yesterday that was wild. Yeah, keep pounding. It was crazy yesterday. Live for 7.5 hours. Just nuts. Fields can't figure out in 3 years. No wonder you're in the chat. He should leave Ishan alone. He's just trolling. Let him troll. I'm just trolling because I remember last year y'all were saying we could easily win the South. I never said, hey, Ishan, okay, first off, I never said that we could easily win the South. Okay. I did come out and say that I thought we would win the South, and I ate my crow. Okay. And I'm one of those who was very optimistic. But then I never said that we would destroy the Bears prime time. So I would say the first statement I did say I never said it was gonna be easy. And then the second statement that you're saying here, we will destroy the Bears prime time. I predicted the Bears to win that game. Well, I could be wrong. I actually probably thought the Panthers might win that game. But again, you know, either way, I ate my crow. And I'm one of those who ate my crow. Yeah, I just saw yeah, Louise, I saw that too. I have a Panthers tag on front of my car, and I've already had 2 people point and laugh at me while I was driving in the car. Sigh, sad fandom. I wouldn't worry about it, man. I wouldn't worry about it. Wha How do you think I feel? I'm live, and I got over 191 people in here, you know? He shouldn't interact with the Bears did something last year. Let him troll, man. He's happy that his Bears are finally maybe piecing it together, but again, it only takes one move and they're fucked. I mean, that's how the Bears have done it for so many years. It's just that one move and they're so it is what it is. How are you feeling about all these moves? Keep pounding. I feel good. I like I said, I think like I'm not surprised by the move they made. Um, they felt that the bigger need, of course, was filling up the offensive line and bolstering it up than um, re-signing Burns and Luvu and but I mean, we were already in cap space purgatory once we tagged Burns, so it was a tough situation. Um, it's either at least they didn't let Burns walk. They basically let Luvu walk, didn't re-sign him. They tried to re-sign him, but he wanted to, as someone said in the chat, he wanted to go play for Dan Quinn. Um, it is what it is. So, but we got the left guard position, the right guard position filled. Now the center still questionable call. And of course, getting that wide receiver room bolstered up as well. And as time goes on, we'll see. And then, of course, as of right now, we're in talks with Patrick Queen. So we'll see if it pans out. Um, and again, Merrill Hodge could be right, but again, Merrill Hodge also said that he came into one of the worst situations in football. So don't forget that either. So Bryce Young will be a better QB than Caleb Williams. Caleb's a diva. He is a diva, a guy that dresses in who wears a dress. Yeah, that's who I want on my team. That's what I want on my team. I want a guy who wears a dress. I see y'all got another offensive lineman. Yeah, I'm assuming Toxic, you're talking about, Damien Lewis. I don't think we made any more signings. Signings as of right. Let's see. Holy smokes. Alright, hold on. Let's go do this. There we go. Uh, okay, nothing else so far. Alright, cool. Marcos Cash, you don't know who Merrill Hodge is? You need to go look that guy up. You need to go look that guy up. Guy he knows ball, I'll say that. He knows ball. I thought the Panthers wouldn't make the off, uh, more than 2 games. Yeah, I feel that. I didn't think I mean, I was a little too optimistic last year, and then I think when we went 0-3, all my optimism went out the window and reality set in. Reality set in. Don't be sad, man, we're up. The Burns thing was not avoidable. I know. I will. Was Corbett moved to center confirmed? I mean, there's talks about it. There's talks about it. There's nothing confirmed that he's moving to center again. Um, if he does move to center, I still think they make a move in the draft to get one. If they don't do it in free agency. So if the Panthers do decide to move Corbett to center, I I still think I still think, they still get try to grab a center in the draft. Um, Betrayed by Rock, my Carolina gear down in Texas from these Cowboys fan and bandwagon. Hey, Marcos, hey, that's a true fan right there. I haven't worn any Carolina in 10 years. Darius, come on, man. Listen, there's worse things in this world that you can be, right? There's the worst things in this world that you can be. You can be a Bears fan. When's the last time the Bears made the playoffs? You know? I'll give them this. They've made it to the Super Bowl twice and got one of them. I'll give them that. Let's see what we got here. I'm pissed at the management for letting Luvu walk. Then again, there's always that one player every year our management screws up on royally there. Well, keep pounding. I mean, they went after him. I mean, they seriously went after him, but they couldn't afford it. Well, number one, not that they couldn't afford him, but he apparently there was reports that came out that he wanted to play for Dan Quinn. So at the end of the day, it's not really much anything you can do there. Uh, at the end of the day, there's not much you can do there. Uh, it is what it is, you know? So it wasn't that they just let him go. They tried, but at the end of the day, that is what it is. I need Patrick Queen of Carolina to hit my phone right now. I feel you. Me too. Do you think we'll actually land Queen, and also you think edge will be a priority since Evero likes to drop his outside linebackers in coverage? Um, do you actually think it'll land Queen? I don't know if we'll land Queen. If we don't land Queen, Devin White is still out there, so that's an option. I can't confirm and say that we will. Obviously, a lot of these free agents, targets, and all that are all hypotheticals at the end of the day. I mean, they're just rumors, so I mean, we possibly could though. I was too optimistic even by my standards. That's sad. It is what it is, man. It is. I eat my crow all the time. I love that we're investing in the offensive line, but 100,000,000 is success, and we need a part of that money for sure. Well, again, his contract is not that bad because after his 2nd or 3rd year, we can get away from his contract if it doesn't work out, and we don't take a massive cap hit after that. So his contract's really not that bad. I'll have to break it down for you, and show you how it works because over time, his contract is really not. Robert Hunt's contract really not that big. Um, there's a ways the way that his contract works and how they worked it out will not screw us in the long. I'm a Panthers fan from Mass, so much Pat fans. Ooh, IQ, that is tough, man. That is tough. I mean, I'm sick of all the hate towards my team. I'm ride or die, black and blue. Me too, me too, me too. Wouldn't be surprised if taking more defense this draft initially. Wide receiver, don't sleep on Bama's Justin Ig Igbagbe. Um, I don't even know if I pronounced his last name right. I probably botched the shit out of it. Know who you're talking about, though. They offered Luka a contract, but he wanted more money. Luka didn't wanna be here, so fuck. Mark, if you don't wanna be here, then fuck you. Damn, damn. Alright, let's talk about the Patrick Queen situation. Patrick Queen situation. Here it is. Um, 92 solo tackles, 32 um, assisted, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. Um, did he have any I don't know if he's a sack guy. He had 4 sacks. Okay. Passer rating allowed 97.2. So great at pass rush, pretty decent in coverage. Okay. I see why they're going after this guy compared to I mean, Luva was good, man. God damn, Luva was yeah. Comparisons are very close. Comparisons are very, very close, actually. Side by side, Patrick Queen and Frankie Luva are very, very close. Um, obviously, keep an eye on this guy, though. Keep an eye on Patrick Queen. This could be a significant move they might make. They're looking and adding him because of losing Frankie Luvu. The Panthers, we already made waves with Damien Lewis and Robert Hunt, but obviously trying to bring that interior for for your quarterback. However, these signings came at a cost. You pay two of these top tier guards and you had to let go two of their best defensive players. So linebacker, Frankie Luvu, pass rusher Brian Burns, right? To add those guys, and then you also let YGM find a new home. Von Bell was cut, right? So the Panthers are left with young, unimproven players on their defense with only Derek Brown, Jason Horn, Zach Thompson, both being the 3 standout names at this point now. So the Panthers now they cannot afford to leave. I think their defense in a such state. All right. A lot of reports have suggested that Patrick Queen is a guy to be looking out for. Now, Jordan Schultz of the Bleacher Report came out and said on the Pat McAfee show that Seattle seemed like the most likely destination for Queen. But the Panthers have also thrown their hat in the ring as a potential suitor for the 24-year-old Pro Bowler. Obviously, had an excellent season in 2023. Says on PFF 92 solo tackles, but on the Bleacher Report, um, from the Breach Report statistic, it says that he had 133 tackles, and he also had 9 tackles for a loss, 6 quarterback hits, 6 passes deflected, and 3.5 sacks and 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble and a fumble recovery, which makes him obviously after reading, hearing about his numbers, I was like, this makes him an attractive target for sure. Um, The Panthers are in a interesting position because they are focused on building out their offense first, but they know they cannot neglect that defensive side of the ball, right? So, if you wanna compete sooner or later in the NFC South, right, they will need to make some moves to shore up that defense. Adding Patrick Queen would be a significant step in the right direction, which gives us a much needed boost on the defensive side of the ball. Um, but it'll be interesting to see, guys, how how the Panthers approach the rest of free agency in this upcoming draft because I think they're gonna focus on building out that offense even further, or they will make some moves to add some much needed depth to the defense. We'll see. Again, only time will tell, but at the end of the day, we have these are all rumors until it's official, right? But again, we all know that Burns is gone, right? We all know that Burns is gone, and um, the thing is with that whole thing that I wanted to talk about, that I want to finish up here is this: what what are the Panthers' plans going forward? That's what I want to talk about. What are the plans for the Panthers going forward? What is next for the Carolina Panthers? Um, in terms of the Panthers moving on from Dante Jackson, Von Bell, Frankie Louvu, YGM, in free agency. I was sad that Frankie Louvu. Dante Jackson, I predicted that was gonna happen. Von Bell, I thought he was either gonna get restructured or actually traded. I didn't think they were just gonna cut him. YGM, I knew that I just never didn't think he was gonna be back here. Um, I predicted the Bradley Bozeman thing. I knew that was gonna happen. And then I thought, the thing is that the Panthers turned down the Los Angeles Rams offer back in 2022 for 2 first round picks and a second round. So it would have been a 2024 and 2025 first round picks from the Rams and a second in 2023 for Brian Burns. So today, to me, that is just still today, it's just mind blowing to me. We still turned that down to this day. And the Panthers hopped to get the first round pick or the equivalent for Burns and didn't quite get there, right? Um, I think it's safe to say that the Panthers front office might be feeling a little bit sheepish about that decision turning down the Rams offer in the first place. And it's not really Dan Morgan or Brant Tillis or Dave Canales' fault in that situation. That's Scott Fitter's fault, right? But the departures on the defensive side took away from a couple of substantial, um I felt that took away from the substantial additions to our offense when we signed Robert Hunt, we signed Damien Lewis. Paying guards hasn't always brought the significant dividends for NFL teams, but the Panthers are following that model that was used by the Saints to protect Drew Brees, uh, to like for the short stature quarterbacks. Alright, so you bring in Hunt, bring in Lewis, who's gonna then you got Corbett shifting to center apparently. Corbett has experience in center from early in his career when he was with Cleveland, but again, the injuries are a concern for him, for me. So what does it mean that the Panthers going forward? I think it's clear that they're going to rebuild their defense. It remains to be seen whether or not they'll be successful in doing so. I think losing a player like Burns is always gonna be tough, but they have a chance to make up for it with their draft picks and signing. Now, holding the 33rd and 39th pick, maybe the Panthers will flip one for T. Higgins, and whom they were interested in last year at the trade deadline. So, which gives Bryce Young that weapon that we've been looking for. Obviously, the introductory conference back in February for Dan Morgan, he's famously known for saying that we need more dogs or, in the locker room. So it remains to be seen whether or not the Panthers, I think, will be able to find those dogs. I think one thing is for sure, they will need them if they want to compete. No one can say his last name. I know, man. Tillis is cooking. Tillis Canales might not be. going for Humpty Dumpty's bullshit. Hey, they shouldn't. Keep out, and that's speculation until that comes out to the media, right? Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think we know that until it really comes out, right? I wonder if Hollywood's a potential target for us. Could be. Clay, I wanted to say, I'm so happy to see so many new friends in your life. Clay does an awesome job, shoots it straight. On that like button, subscribe. You can work with you long term. Jen, that is one of the nicest comments I've ever received on my channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Um, I want Curtis Samuel. You want to bring him back? You want to bring him back? He could be a target. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Uh, I'd love to see us get Patrick Queen and draft Peyton Wilson on one of those second picks. Louise, that would be a strong move for sure. Curtis would be cool, but he's a slot receiver. If we got him cheap, we got Thielen in the slot right now. Yeah, I just don't. Again, Curtis Samuel could be a weapon. I just don't see him being a fit because he's again just like Marcus, slot guy. Do you think we pull Queen and Devin White? I wouldn't say both. I don't say both. If we don't get Queen, I would say they need to target Devin White. This is a new era, man, and that's all I can tell you. It's going to be a complete rebuild. That's what people need to go hop aboard on is that it's a complete rebuild. I want to trade for T Higgins, second and a fifth. We're using that 33rd for wide receiver, anyways. I mean, we could trade for Higgins and give him one of those second round picks, but we shall see. We shall see. I don't know if they do it. I just don't know if they do it. Curtis Samuel. Yeah, 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 yeah. Marcos, I never said. Okay, I just wanted four. I got you. Higgins was one of the worst league's worst wide receiver separation last year. I'm good. JP coming in hot. Keep pounding. What's up, Josh? You think about it, Curtis is stealing, and ISM rolled up into one. So, not totally against Samuel. I feel you. Feel you, Marcos. We need young, cheaper legs in here. That's for sure. That's for sure. There's a lot of edge rushers still out there. Smash that like, and subscribe. Appreciate that, Don 34. I want rookie wide receivers too. And I want a rookie wide receiver as well. I would rather have two rookie wide receivers, but it is what it is. We should trade down for 33 and 39, stack picks in full rebuild mode. I think they could do that, Riverboat. I think they could do that with at least one. I don't know if I would take both of them and do that, but they could possibly do it um with one of them. I mean, we could definitely do that in the mock draft today for sure. So, um, all right, I'm gonna share this tab. I'm gonna update this right now. They're gonna continue to update this right now. So um these are the current free agents available right now. These are the current free agents available right now. If you're make sure you pound that like button. 55 people are watching on here on YouTube. Make sure you pound the like button. It looks like we got over 156 people on Twitter watching. Make sure to come on over here and show the support to the YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. So over 212 people watching. Gosh, okay. Marcos, why not go over and try to get Curtis and trade for him? I'm gonna do all three things. He pounded. I think that's a long shot. I mean, it's definitely possible, but I think it's a long shot. I think that's a long shot. All right, so Daniel Hunter is a guy that we could go after, right? Definitely a guy that we could go after. If we're looking to bring in someone um to set the edge, right? Um, I know he doesn't turn it says he doesn't turn to 30 until October, but I know he's older. But it's a guy that we can bring in to add to that pass rush. Um, of course, the big name is Calvin Ridley. Um, This guy, I mean, Calvin Ridley's got, he's got the route tree to be a great wide receiver. He's 29 years old. Um, but again, you know, I just don't know if we're gonna go after him. You got Patrick Queen right here. Um, so he's the best option at the linebacker position as of right now because he like we said before, he can do it all. He can run, he can play off the ball and pass coverage, he can blitz as well. Um, if we're looking at Justin Simmons to fill that safety void, you could bring him in. Chase Young's another edge rusher you could bring in, 25 years old. Wide receiver Josh Reynolds, if you wanna bring him in. I mean, Jadeveon Clowney, if you wanna pay someone for a one-year contract. Jeremy Chinn's still available. You also got Kyle Duggar from the Patriots. You don't need any more guard help, I don't think. You got CJ Gardner-Johnson. Um, if you wanna bring some depth to the D line, DJ Reader's there. Um, let's see. You could get Coleman Shelton out of the Rams for the center position if we wanted to go with a center. Devin White is another great linebacker I think we could bring in to fill that void. Keyshawn Nixon, Steven Nelson for corner, Stephon Gilmore, Kendall Fuller, Tre'Davious White. If we're gonna bring in Isaac Yadam is another guy they could bring in at corner. Xavier Howard, Marquise Brown for the wide receiver position, Adam Trotman at the tight end position. So there's some guys out there that they still could bring in off the free agency. I know that the talk has been obviously Mr. Patrick Queen, but I just don't know where we're at on that. You're gonna have to give T a big contract sooner rather than later. Rookie wide receivers, you got him for at least 4 years that are decent. That's a very good point, Marcos. A very good point. I'm not into paying Ridley Social Security over the next 4 years. Fair enough, JP. Fair enough, JP. Makes a fair point. Makes a fair point. I get it. I get it. Let's see if we got any more updates over here. Any more updates? Um, uh, I don't see anything right now. Looks like Jameis Winston is heading to Cleveland. Um, dude, Derrick Henry to the Ravens is insane. That team is just going to be filthy next year. That team is just next year. Chiefs are signing tight end Irv Smith. Irv Smith Jr. Watch him go to the Chiefs and ball. Getting hopeful they're going to draft multiple wide receivers. I mean, I wouldn't say multiple. I wouldn't say multiple. I'd say two. I guess two is technically multiple. Um, what up, Clay? What up, Matt Chatter? Got to thumb you up, yo. Nice, appreciate that. Agree to disagree, keep it all good. Nice. Number slow, hashtag slow torture. Oh man, slow torture. That's funny. Um, so Still some options. I would love for the Panthers to target Daniel Hunter, even though I know he doesn't he's going into his 10th season. I still think that at 29 okay, technically he'll be 30. Yeah, I think you could at least sign him for a 2-year contract, probably pretty cheap. I'm pretty sure last year Daniel Hunter finished with I wanna say he finished with yeah, I mean, he finished with 16 and a half sacks. So I'd love to see them target him. I'd love to see them target him, okay? I mean, 54 tackles, 16 and a half sacks, you know? I mean, here's the thing. Brian Burns, I know, is 26 years old. I know Brian Burns is 26 years old, but Daniel Hunter, who on the Vikings team besides who's on the Vikings defense besides Daniel Hunter that's helping this guy out, you know? Because this guy got 16 and a half sacks last year. It's crazy to think about Jadarius with DJ Moore, Brian Burns, and CMC. We didn't get at least one first round pick out of any of those guys. Marcos, yeah, man, absolutely nothing but love and respect. Nice. I love it, guys. The love and respect in here. How much more do we need to focus on the O line until we feel it's ready to stand? I'd like to get a center, Matt Chatter. If we can get at least a center, okay, at least a center, I would feel, ready. I feel okay. Gotta go to work soon, Clay. Can't stay for 7 hours like yesterday. Hey, man, I understand. I'm not gonna be on here for 7 hours again either, so no worries. The only way I'm staying on here is unless something happens or I'll if I it does something does happen, I'll hop off, come back on. That's about it. Yeah, yesterday was wild. That's not gonna be an everyday thing where I'm on live for 7 hours. If I was getting paid full-time money, if I was getting paid full-time money, trust me, I'm not getting paid. So, unfortunately, I can't be on here for 7 hours. If I was getting like I said, if I was getting paid by the hour or I had a salary with YouTube, so be it. Maybe one day. No one Vikings defense mid for a few years now. Exactly. And this guy had 16 and a half sacks. Everybody wants to complain about how Brian Burns had no help but then put up over six been put up except 1 season of 12 and a half sacks. So make that make sense. Make that make sense. You know what I mean, JP? Make that make sense to me that a Daniel Hunter, who's 29 years old, had 16 and a half sacks last year, but has no help on the defense, and their defense has been mid for years. Make that make sense to me, alright? Everybody thinks that Brian Burns is this elite pass rusher, man. I think AJ Brooks might be right. I think AJ Brooks also might be right. The Giants are gonna be calling us out for the next 2 to 3 years. But again, for all you Panthers fans watching on Twitter or YouTube, make it make sense to me that the de um, that the Vikings defense has been mid for years, but this guy was able to get 16 and a half sacks. But our defense has been mid for I mean, I wouldn't say mid, it's been good, but yet Brian Burns everybody makes the excuse that Brian Burns had no help, but Daniel Hunter has no help and has had a season with 16 and a half sacks. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense to me. That's an argument right there. Brian Burns' situation is completely mismanaged by Fit. I'm coping, but new GM might have had no I mean, Matt Chatter, that's what I believe. I think that Brian Burns was mismanaged by Fitter because of what he did with these other contracts, letting guys walk, re-signing in the trades and all that because we were also paying for the players and it was that weren't even on our team. I mean, Just think about it. I woke up and you were still on, Clay. I was crazy yesterday. Yesterday was just nuts. But, I mean, glad I was. Today's a lot slower today when it comes to the news. Word is front office likes my guy Nugent from Michigan in the draft. Center Nugent, okay. I'm okay with that. Like I said, JP, you give me a guy like Zach Frazier, you give me a guy like Bose from Arkansas, or you give me a guy from um was it Mizums or Milsums? I can't remember his name. The guy from Maryland, the center from Maryland. What is his name? You give me one of those top 5 centers in the draft or even top 10, I'm okay with it. Because I mean, there are some good centers there. I mean, like I said, you give me a guy like Zach Frazier, or you give me a guy Cedric Van Pran, or Bugs Limmer, or, Delmar Glaze, or Drake Nugent, or Tanner Bortologlione, whatever his name is, or Dylan McMahon, out of NC State. I'm cool with it. I am cool. National TV was clowning us on 100,000,000 on a guard, and I'm in the middle. I see again, they must not understand how the contract works, man, because we can get away from his contract after 2 years, and it won't kill our cap space. They must not know about that. It will kill our cap space, but not by a major margin. Not by a major margin if we would have signed Brian Burns, just saying. Longest pot I've ever seen. Yeah, not yesterday was nuts, Josh. Burns was good, but not as good as some Panthers think. I mean, I can make a lot of cases for the reason why Brian Burns is not elite, nor is he top 10. So, I can make a lot of cases, but a lot of you can't explain that to people that are delusional. And those people know who they are, JP. You know who I'm talking about. The loudest voices aren't always the wisest now, are they? The loudest voices aren't always the wisest. We don't need no Daniel Hunter. D West, we definitely do. I think he would be a cheap option. A guy we could replace Burn, a guy we could sign for a 2-year deal. I'd like to see what we could bring to the table, but I do like the fact that we could bring, um, I'm down to bring him in though. Y'all also make sure to step on the like button. Some of y'all are slacking. We need him. Doxley, the Atlanta needs him. Atlanta needs him. Yeah, you don't put that type of money down on a defensive end unless he's top 3. Yeah, and they gave him top 3 money. No, he's not. Y'all need to focus on Derrick Brown. Yeah, we gotta focus, of course. Christian, he's the next guy we gotta extend and sign to probably a big contract. So, and I would rather build around him anyway. I'd rather try to draft a pass rusher. I'm cool with that too. I'd like to get a guy like Darius Robinson or Chop Robinson. Um, I also like the outside linebacker Edger and Cooper out of Texas A&M. Um, there's a lot of there's some decent pass rushers in this draft class for sure. Braylon Trice maybe in the 3rd round, could be a guy. I would love to add to the defensive tackle, the D line to help Derek Brown out. I'd love to get a guy like Rondre Sweat, out of Texas. You saw Burns when he had Reddick getting cracked 10 sacks. New York's about to realize they did us a favor. Dude, AJ's coming in with the facts. Um, Agreed, Clay. Our dead cap is ridiculous because of Fitz fuck ups. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could afford Frankie. You could have already signed Frankie Louvu and Brian Burns if those dead cap hits wouldn't hit. It is what it is. AJ Espinosa was the idea. I had a 2-year. YGM gone too. YGM is gone. Signed with San Francisco. AJ was the idea, but yeah, he signed his already. breaking the Panthers ain't signed someone in forever. It's only been 24 hours, maybe. Josh Sweat is available from the now from the Eagles. I know, I like that. I like that. I like Josh Sweat. You might be able to get a decent contract out of him. You might be able to get be signing for a decent contract. I'm down with that, JP. I do not like the idea of Corbin in the middle. Me neither. I just don't. The thing is yes, can you sign him? You know, and or can you move Corbin to the center? Sure, but again, at the same time, his issue comes from the injury history. I agree with you. One more piece on our O-line, waive Corbett for good savings, for fair. I feel that. I mean, that could be an option too, Matt Chatter. I've mentioned that before. They could cut ties with them and just move on and take the dead cap, and they get some cap savings out of it. But then again, I think technically he's still injured, so they can't technically cut him, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, dude was ass. It was. Either Marcos or backup center, cool as a starter now. Snyder, nah, can't feel that. Draft wide receiver, center in the second round, I'll take it. There you go, NFL Panthers. That's a smart thing to do. Burns is a sub 10 sack player with 50 tackles every year, getting top money at 30 million per year. It is what it is, you know? It is what it is. And at the same time, if he pans out, great. If at the same time, if he pans out over there in New York, good for him. I'm happy for Burns. I'm happy for Burns if he pans out over there in New York. Guys, there's 62 people watching on YouTube. Make sure you pound the like button. We're only at 41 likes. There's no reason why we shouldn't be at 60 like plus likes already. So make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. Burns is you know how they are over there, Clay. God, Q and then we're going off yesterday, JP. I was listening to them. I mean, they were just yelling. Oh my lord, you couldn't tell them nothing yesterday. Love those boys, but they are nuts. Hell no, no, no. There's always a mid team that will overpay players. I mean, it happens. We've been one of them. Yeah, Matt Chatter, we've been one of them. We've been one of the teams that overpaid players, and that's also part of the reason where we've been as well. Burns will ball out. It was obvious he didn't play hard last this season. He wanted out, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, Josh, you know that could be saying something. Some are saying Queen for 3 years, 39 million. If that's the case, Chris Mack, that's a steal. That's an absolute steal. Man, I would try to re-sign Brown this offseason, not the next. I feel you, JP. You gotta sign him now because the market for, the Derrick Brown's just getting higher because of the Chris Jones and, like, Grover Stewart, and who else got to sign a big contract? Christian Wilkins. So that market's just going up. Um, I'm all about slowing down, picking through value for sure, for sure. Quality over quantity. You gotta stop. That's the problem we've been doing. Um, oh yeah, I'll definitely be listening in to get a good laugh, GP for sure. I'll definitely get listening in to get a good laugh. I still don't understand why the hell the Giants wouldn't invest more in their offense. I mean, they've got the 6th pick in the draft. So they're gonna take a wide receiver probably there. Um, and so, you know, but they might not. They might take a offensive tackle or something there. I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't make sense to me why the Giants aren't investing more in their offense. But they obviously need the defensive help too. Who knows? The Giants are in a weird situation, man. The Giants are in a weird situation. Um, because of the whole Daniel Jones thing. So who knows? Any tight ends you see? Well, based off the draft right now, I mean, I would say in the free agency pool, there's really not much for the tight end position. The only guy I probably would say we could target in the tight end position is probably Adam Trotman, who played for the Broncos last year. I think he's only one of the top available tight ends that we could possibly sign. Yeah, Adam Trautman out of the Broncos, which he's 27. But again, if I'm looking at tight end positions in the draft, I mean, dude, freaking Ja'Tavion Sanders, I really like. He's definitely going in the second round, though. If we're talking about a later third round pick or maybe fourth round pick, I mean, you could be looking at Cade Stover, Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State could be a later pick. A.J. Barner could be a later pick. Um, that down the Holken kid out of Colorado State could be a later pick. Maybe a fourth round pick, fifth round pick. His draft stock went up after that combine. Um, so there's definitely some tight ends that we could definitely look into, especially in the draft. Did you hear that we did offer Luvu a contract and turned it down? It was more than what the Commanders offered. I did not hear that. The only thing I've actually really heard and seen rumors about is that he wanted to play for Dan Quinn, and that's the reason why he's not big, but not because of that. I mean, I wouldn't be so I mean, that could be a case. I mean, some players, even though they got offered that, they don't always take the contract, over where they wanna play. So it is what it is. It is what it is, so and if that's true, Luvu really I again, I saw rumors that Luvu wanted to play for Dan Quinn, so it is what it is. Um, man, I love him, but I wanted to listen to I love him, but if I wanted to listen to the Alien fan, I just listen to myself. Just listen to yourself in the mirror. Zach, I heard we offered him a contract, but couldn't match what the Redskins offered. I mean, again, there's gonna be multiple reports, and if Frankie Luvu comes out and says what actually happens, then I'll listen in to that. But as of right now, I've heard that, Marcos. I've heard what Zach said. I've also heard that it was because he wanted to play for Dan Quinn. I don't think we're really gonna know until he it comes from the horse's mouth. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, we gotta move on. Marcos, I saw we offered more than Washington. Luvu just wanted to play under Dan Quinn rather than Evero. And that, like I said, AJ, I think that's more the case than anything. I think that's more the case of anything. So, I heard different Luvu story yesterday. One story was that Luvu wanted to play Quinn's defensive scheme also. Hey, I mean, again, you know, who again, until we hear from the horse's mouth, I don't think we truly know. You know what I mean? 55 people watching on YouTube, only 45 likes. Make sure you pound that like button. If you're over on Twitter, come on over to the Ropp Report, my YouTube channel. That's the best way you can support me just by coming over here, liking, and subscribing. I would really appreciate it. I'm holding on to the tight end for Luke Lachey from Iowa. Monster. Nice. All right. Luke Lachey. Watch out for my kid Colson Loveland at Michigan next year. Ooh. Gonna have to watch the Michigan games, at JP. This rebuild is starting off decent so far. No complaints for now. Oh, I'm glad you're not complaining, Jadarius. I'm glad you're not complaining because we got other people who are. We got other people who are complaining. We got people who aren't very happy about it, which is sad. But it is what it is. You can't please everyone, especially Panthers fans. Man. All right, let's get into the mock draft. Let's get into the mock draft. So we got new picks now because of that trade yesterday. Where's the mock draft simulator? We got some new picks since yesterday, since of course the I heard that the simulator for NFL Draft Buzz is pretty good. Have y'all used that yet? Anybody used that NFL Draft Buzz one yet? I'm curious. I heard some good things about it. Oh yeah, Loveland's nice. Let Dan dangle. Let Dan dangle. It's funny because we play New York Giants, Commanders this year. Bryce, watch out for Burns and Luvu. Well, I mean, again, if we build that offensive line pop up, they can have to get through that first. They have to get through that offensive line first. We bolster up that offensive line like they're doing. Let them try to get through first. The good thing is we've got guys on the team that know how Frankie Luvu and Brian Burns think and play. So, and that's their tendencies from an offensive line standpoint. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. I ain't saying we're gonna win those games. That's for damn sure. I'm telling you that right now. But it is funny. I see why you said it. See why you said it, but I don't even know. You know, this shit's so crazy, man. Panthers fans are feeling some of are about some players. Listen, you can have your feelings about players, man. You know, you can have your feelings about players, and I'm cool with it, right? But you can have your feelings about players, but at the end of the day, NFL is a business. You know, it is what it is. I mean, that's the best way I can explain things. I mean, you got to really understand how this cap space works. You really need to understand how the schemes and fit certain players, and you need to learn how you know you need to learn coverages and stuff like that, which I've been studying for the past year and all those things. So I wouldn't come on here and say the things I say if I didn't really actually like on the side like read stuff and learn how the cap space work, how schemes work, and how quarterback's three-step drop works or a five-step drop works, or what it is, or what a true zone scheme is, what a nickel corner is, what a nickel linebacker or a nickel linebacker is, or you know, what those kinds of things. So I've been teaching myself over the years. Damn it! Carolina did offer a 23-year damn, it's almost like a did offer Patrick 23-year mil damn. It's almost like many don't understand the business. Oh, that's the part I'm talking about, Cyber, they don't understand. They just don't. I use Buzz often. Okay, nice. Mixon's already gone, Matt Chatter. Mixon's gone already to the Texans. He signed with the Texans this morning. Ian Thomas is going to watch out Burns. We all know it. Oh, AJ Brooks. Stop. Stop. Queen to the Steelers. Are you serious? Are you serious? Shit. Let's see. Dude, I had a feeling this was gonna happen, man. I had the feeling this was gonna happen. I had a feeling that they gave him the 5th-year option, and then he was gonna turn around and go, but damn. So Zach came in here and said that we offered him a 3-year deal worth $39,000,000. They come in, the Steelers come in, and they're like, "Oh, well, we'll offer you 3-year, $41,000,000." Damn. Well, good for the Steelers. Good for the Steelers. That's a big win for them. Safety market has imploded, not seeing quarterbacks flying off the market either. Yeah, I know. Another one bites the dust. I know, Pop. I know. Very poor running back draft class, running back backup free agency again. I wouldn't say that, Matt Chatter. There are some very good running backs in this draft class, whether you believe that or not. I've gone over them before, Matt Chatter, and told you each and every one of them. I've gone through I've given you my top 10 on the list. Those even the top 10 running backs I did in my short are very good. Uh, there's definitely at least 10, I would say at least 10 to 15 decent running backs that could be starters in the NFL. You never know, but again, this is a good draft. This is a decent draft class for running backs. Don't sleep on the running back position in this draft class. Facts, Tyburn. I'm almost getting kicked off a live stream last night because I didn't agree that Taylor Moton was worse than Bozeman. Oh, again, it is what it is. I like Quorum. If he falls, we should draft him. I'd love to get Quorum, but I don't know if he's going to fall to us or at the right value point. You know what I mean? Hope the Steelers are signing Queen. Yeah, we were just discussing that. The Texans did try to get Burns. Reports are coming out. I bet you they did. I bet you they did. Playoff game. Uh, Defensive line help comes to mind, starting the trenches. Yeah, I feel that, Christian. I'm all about the trenches, man. I'd love to even though I'd love to get Patrick Queen, I would love to get somebody in that defensive line area for sure to help out Mr. Derek Brown. Um, and I think that's something we've been missing too because we've been terrible against the run. So I think bringing a guy in like I'd love to sign like Sweat. I'd love to bring Sweat in. That would be great. I'd love to. I mean, they can still target Devin White, the linebacker from the Buccaneers. Kendall Fuller could be his corner. They look at in the free agency. Um, so you know they. I mean, those are guys I'm just suggesting that the Panthers could look at. They could look at. So. Bro was mad that Bozeman got cut and not Moton. I mean, Moton's contract, if we cut him, we lose more money than we gain. So that would not be smart. Go look at Bozeman contract compared to freaking Taylor Moton's and tell me which one you would rather cut. Guarantee you that guy would change his mind. I still think Chuba Hubbard has potential. I think he does too. All right. Well, breaking news again. We were just talking about it. Patrick Queen. Four. All right. Here we go. So obviously, so from yesterday, okay. So from yesterday, we got these are the picks we have now: the 33rd, the 39th, the 65th, the 101, the 142, the 166, and the 178. And I think we have one more. I'm pretty sure we have eight. I think we got like the 220 something. Can we look at available free agents that you feel worth it? Oh, I just went over that, Christian. I can go over it real quick. I can go over this real quick. I'll go over through I'm gonna go through this list. I'm pretty sure The Athletic has just probably updated their list. I'm pretty sure Patrick Queen's gotta be off this list now. They probably just took him off and updated it. Yeah. Okay. Um, so for Christian, I'm gonna run through this real quick. Okay. So actually, let me click this. What's this? Oh no, never mind. That ain't it. Okay. So guys that I think we need to target. What happened to the 65th pick? It's still there. We still have it. We still have it, Pop. All right. So for Christian, we're gonna go through this for him. What happened to the 65th pick? It's still there, at least from PFF standpoint. Look, see, still there. 65th pick is still there. All right. All right. So let me go back to this free agency real quick. So guys that I think that the Carolina Panthers should target. Okay. I like Daniel Hunter. I've already mentioned him, a guy that we could probably sign for at least, I would say, a 2-year contract. I don't know what his market value is at. Um, Let me see if I can pull up Spot Tracker and see what his market value is quick. I wanna say his market value's gotta be around 20, maybe less than that. Oh, yeah, it's less than that, never mind. Oh, no, I was right. Shit, right on the money, actually. His market value right now from the calculator on there, is a 20,000,000. Um, Maybe he's too expensive. Um, Daniel Hunter. Here's his market value. So there's his market value right there. I was thinking Daniel Hunter could be a guy, um, but again, obviously not. We'll probably, might have to skip him. I was thinking you could get him for like a 2-year deal, 20,000,000 and not like a 3-year deal, 60,000,000, that which would be $20,000,000 per year. I would do 3 years. I would see if he'd be willing to do a 3-year deal at like at 45,000,000, which would mean it'd be an average around 15. Yeah, but that's what I would offer. And then if not, I would see if he would go like 3-year, um, I would see if maybe he could go like 3-year. If he wouldn't do 3-year 45, maybe a 3-year 49, maybe move it up. And if he doesn't take that, then I would move on. Another guy we could probably target. Let's get back over to this list. Obviously, I mean Calvin Ridley again. I'm not a big. I just don't want to pay the guy a massive contract and then having to pay for him. 'Cause I guarantee you, with his contract, because his market value right now is fairly high. I mean, if you look at Calvin Ridley, his market value is around 17,500,000. So, I mean, you're gonna have to send him a 4-year contract, basically. That's the reason why I love Spot Tracker. It basically gives you what his market value is and what the guy would probably be looking for. I just don't know if I can pay a 29-year-old wide receiver 4 years, $70,000,000. I just don't know if I can do it. As much as I know what Calvin Ridley brings to the table as a wide receiver and his skill set and how he would benefit us, I get it. But I just don't see it being the case. While the Patriots sent an offer and are waiting to hear back, all I've been seeing is Patriots. Sent an offer to who, Sean? To Calvin Ridley? So, I mean, again, from the wide receiver standpoint, and, again, people are talking about Calvin Ridley. Now, if we go back through this list again, we got Justin Simmons. So, Justin Simmons' market value, and we gotta think about the cap space in the future here, okay? You're talking about a guy who's 30 years old, has been in the league for 7 years. His market value is at $11,100,000. You can probably sign him a 2-year, $22,000,000 deal, based off of what Spot Tracker is saying. You could sign Justin Simmons to a 2-year, $22,000,000 deal. That his current contract right now is at 15,000,000 or was. NFL ranking is 122nd, but for the free safety ranking, they've got him second on here. Market value, NFL ranking 129. Um, FS ranking would be 6 based off his contract. So Justin Simmons could be a guy if we want to fill that void up there. Unless it's Adam or Evans ain't even paying it. Yeah, Ridley turns 30 in December too, so most of that contract will go to an even older Ridley, I know. You're talking about Devontae Adams, so that Calvin Ridley. I get it. I get that, Sean. I get why New England's would pay him because dude, they have their wide receivers terrible, terrible. Now, I'd much rather spend 33, 39, 5 on wide receiver before paying Calvin Ridley. Me too. I'm all about it. You mean T. Higgins, not T. Wiggins. T. Higgins. Right. Alright, just now, so we talked about Justin Simmons, now we got Chase Young, a guy that could we definitely need some edge help still. I just don't know if Chase Young fits the 3-4 defense, and I hope that they change it. I just don't know if Carolina is gonna change that 3-4 defense. I want them to go back to the 4-3, but it is what it is. Um, but here we are. Chase Young could be a guy we go after. His market value is around 13 million a year. They're saying his market value should be you should only sign him for a 1-year, $13 million deal. Very doable with how much cap space we have. Chase Young is a very doable with the cap space we have. We'll call him Wiggins if he comes to Carolina and has a great season. I'm not calling him Wiggins. I'm out on Chase, okay? But again, these are just hypotheticals. All right. We're talking about guys I think could target. All right. Um, Josh Reynolds, the wide receiver out of the Lions, we could look at to bring. I think he would be a solid number two. I just don't know. I mean, unless I believe Mingo is, even though last year he was ranked second and worst in creating separation. Again, Jadeveon Clowney. Clowney, I'm a huge fan of. Could bring him in. I just don't know how much money he's worth. Let's look. There he is. Market value is at 7.2 million. Could sign him for a 1-year, $7.2 million contract possibly. If we're talking about um corners, Kendall Fuller, who's only 26. I think I spelled his name wrong. Kendall. Kend. Um, I spelled his name wrong, didn't I? I did. Ooh, Devin White. Let's do Devin White first, actually. Let's do Devin White. Because Devin White's a linebacker we could sign who's young. 26 years old. Uh, market value, 2 years, 21 million, average salary 10.7. I mean, if I'm the Panthers, I offer this guy like shit. I would offer him like a 3-year, $33 million contract. I guarantee you he takes it. I guarantee you he takes it. Yeah, he had the 1 year. No, go get, Clowney, bring him to the Carolina. I'll take Clowney. Alright, nice. For 1 year on Chase, I think it would be worth it. Could be. I'm cool with Chase Young. He's been treated terribly. He's pretty good with, the 49ers. I like Chase. I mean, I get that some people are against him. I think he could, fill that obviously, that outside linebacker void. If we're gonna go after a corner, the only one I would say that's really worth going after, I mean, Kendall Fuller or this guy right here, Keyshawn, Nixon, who played with the Packers last year. I would say he's worth it. He's only 26 years old. I mean, dude, very doable market value. Very doable market value. I mean, look at that, 1.7 million. That could be a corner you could bring in. Um I'm trying to find Kendall. I think I spelled okay, it's with an A, not Kendall Fuller. Another corner, 29 years old. Again, cheap market value. I mean, this yeah, I wouldn't pay him a 4-year contract. He's 29. I'd be like, "Bro, I'll give you 2 years. I'll give you 2 years. I'll give you a 2-year contract for 24,000,000. See if he takes that." That that's just me. That's just me. So, I hope that answers some of your questions there. I hope that answers some of your questions there. Who was it that was asking that? Christian. Christian. I hope that answers your question. So those are some guys. Those are some guys. All right. Let's get into the mock draft. Let's get into the mock draft and do it. Let's start the draft. Guys, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream, whether you're watching on Twitter. If you are watching on Twitter, please come on over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you pound the like button and subscribe. That's all I ask. And if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you do the same thing. If you're new to the channel, make sure you pound the like button and subscribe. Just those 2 things. That's all I ask. It's literally easy as this. Literally that easy. Takes only 3 clicks. So easy. Safety spot. I just said Justin Simmons. Other than that, there's slim pickings on the market for that for the safety. There's very slim pickings out there. Very slim pickings. Pop knows what's up. Pop knows what's up. Every time they're live, I go over there and just listen in, get my laughs, hit the thumbs up button. Sometimes I wanna pop in the live, but then when Q and, Goat are just going off and there's no way of, having a conversation with them, I'm not opting in. Don't send me the link. Don't send me the link. Love those boys though, man. God, they're funny. All right, so here's the thing. Here is the thing. We got the 33rd, the 39th, the 65th, the 101, the 42. So technically we don't have a 7th round pick. Isn't that showing the 7th round pick? Do we not have one? Or is it the 6th pick? That we had something. We had something over here. All right, that's weird. Whatever. Pop knows what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing at the fans saying not paying Burns was the worst thing this organization had done, have been watching the past 5, 6. I mean, it's not the worst thing, trust me. Again, you gotta think about it. CMC, DJ Moore, and Luvu or DJ Moore and CMC, Brian Burns, and DJ Moore get a first round pick. I mean, I guess technically we did. I mean, with trading up for Bryce, I guess you technically got a first round with that. You had to use some of the picks that you got from the CMC trade too, so and a future second. So it is what it is. Okay, so trade back with the Giants. Actually, that's what I was gonna do, Marco. I was not gonna lie to you. Um, let's see here. Let's take this. take the 33rd pick. I might try to trade back with the Commanders and see if they'd be willing to give me the 30 the hmm, I might do the 40th. See if I can get their 40th pick and that 67. No? You're gonna be a douche? What if I take your 100th pick then? How about that? Take the 40th. Give me that. Alright. I'm gonna trade the 39th pick too, though, Jalen. Watch this. I'm gonna take this 39th. The 9th. You want your 39th pick back? But you gotta give me that 70th. Alright. You gotta give me that 107. Oh, yeah. Alright, fine. Give me 141. Alright, there we go. So perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm cool with that. That works out. I mean, that works out. You get extra we got 2 extra picks. We still got 2 second round picks. We just moved back spots. Alright. Defense looks more suspect than I know. The worst thing this team has ever done was hiring Scott Fitter. Yeah, that's for sure. Traded 39 hit big, did that. Scott Fitter, Humpty Dumpty definitely was the worst thing that the worst disaster for sure. Okay. And then AJ Brooks. Interesting. You like that, AJ? You like that? You like that? Because made a trade with Washington. I gave the Giants back the 39th pick. They gave me and then they gave me an extra pick with that 47th trade, and so did the Washington Commanders. So, I mean, you get 2 picks. We're still in the second round. Alright. Obviously, the biggest key now is because we don't even have to look at these guys anymore. You don't have to look at the Christian Haynes, the Christian Mahoganies, the guys that I was looking at to get at right guard, both of these guys would be right guards. And I was looking at, so we don't have to look at these guys. Definitely going to still be looking at Cedric Van Pran. Um, in the center position, Cooper Beebe, left guard. I don't even have to look at him anymore. I don't even have to look at him anymore, even though he's a dog. All right. Um, so here's the thing I can look at now is if I go to I got the wide receiver position, Roman Wilson at 40, just the value's not there. Keon Coleman is all that has moved back on the draft board for some reason. Haven't picked. He won't drop there. We could probably maybe get Xavier Legette at the 65th. You got Jalen Polk. Not too bad. No, it's not. Watching your mock drafts are like expectation and actual draft reality over the past. Yeah, I listen. If I was the GM, this team would be in Super Bowl contenders just after one off season, and I wouldn't say Super Bowl contenders, but we'd definitely be playoffs if I had it my way. But that's just my opinion. Uh, I just don't know how the financial stuff. Talent wise, different story. Um, I go with edge rusher. Yeah, okay, you like Polk? Well, here's the thing, we have to replace we gotta replace our edge, right? We have to replace Brian Burns. I really wanna take Jadavion Sanders out of Texas. I really would like that move for the tight end position, but right here, I think I have to take the safer pick, and I'm gonna go with I could take David, get Chop. Chop's not gonna fall at 40. Maybe Darius Robinson falls at 47. 65 is gonna be interesting. Oh, I feel you on that. I feel you on that, AJ. They would never do mine. Alright. I like Chop. I like what he brings to the table. Guys, if you don't know who Chop is, then you really need to get. Um, here's my breakdown of Chop Robinson is that I I think Chop Robinson not only is he one of the best edge rushers in this game, he had the potential to be a first round talent, in my opinion. He is explosive off the ground, right, with hands in the dirt, athletic. Um, it's just he runs a force. I think his force is 40. I think his 40 time. I think. Let me look. I don't know if it was a 4.6 or it was faster than that. No, he ran a 4.48. That's right. He ran a 4.48. Um, yeah, again, if you don't know who Chop Robinson, you get to know who he is. A very formidable edge rusher. Get familiar with him. I would say that if you wanna get familiar with more of these draft classes and draft people, you really need to go on NFL Draft and look at their analysis. I think PFF has started doing their analysis right here. Yeah, they started doing their analysis now. Um, so I just a recommendation, if you really wanna get to know more about these, players in this draft class, um, you know, Chop Robinson's definitely my guy, one of my guys I really, really like in this draft class. So, I'm gonna go Chop. I'm gonna go Chop. I'm gonna go Chop Rob. Chop. Okay. So we got our edge rusher. We got our edge rusher. Let's see here. 50-50 on Leggett. I'm more sold on Coleman. I like Coleman too. Karate Chop is underrated. We have to grab the NC State linebacker. I don't think we have to. If we get Devin White, we definitely have to. You take Chop, it's going to be Burns. Burns too, I know. I like Chop a lot. Alright, so now we've got basically our line outside linebacker filled. We got the Brian Burns void filled, okay? Um, now we really need to look into this wide receiver position. You got Roman Wilson um, Michigan, who I do like as well. I really don't know what to say much about him. Actually, pull out my mock draft board. Let me pull out my mock draft board that I have and talk about this kid real quick. Roman Wilson, I would say, is a guy that he if you're looking to get a guy like Roman Wilson, his best fit is for a team that values speed or versatility when it comes to a receiver, okay? He can play a variety of roles. He can play special teams if that's what you like. Um, he's a rotational piece, but he'll make an immediate impact on the field, alright? He's got a lot of potential to grow, into a more significant role as he adjusts to the physicality and, he refines his techniques in his route game. I think Wilson's transition to the NFL will be closely watched. He's got that blend of speed, agility, playmaking ability. I think he can be a good wide receiver. Now, is he a wide receiver one? I just don't know if he's one of those guys, right? I just don't know if he's the one of those guys. Ricky Parasol, I do like as well. I don't really have him high on my board. I think I've got him ranked like 13th out of wide receivers. He has a decent 40 time. He's 6'1", 189 pounds. Based off my 40 time, ran a 4.41, which is pretty good, I would say. I think his ability to definitely a guy that can patrol the middle of the field. Okay, he's gonna be that guy. He's gonna get across the field over the middle. He can make some contested catches, um, but he just has this lack of breakaway speed for me. So, it's really that your value out of Ricky Pearsall that you're getting really lies on his playmaking ability and his savvy route run. That's what you're relying on. Can you tell I can tell you about my boy Ropp. I love Ricky Pearsall. Alright, so wide receiver, are we going wide receiver here? Are we going wide receiver here? I saw those PFF boys give us Ricky Pearsall 33. I almost threw my damn drink. It's such okay, Wilson, Roman Wilson. We got Jermaine Burton. The value there, the value pick here is Roman Wilson, right? With that ADP at 48, ranked 49. But, you got Keon Coleman. Y'all know how I feel about Keon Coleman. I mean, we could go ahead and get him, even though his ADP's at a 47, even though they got him ranked 57. I just think Keon Coleman is gonna be Keenan Allen-esque. I really like that. We're at the 47th pick in the second round. JP, what do you think? I like Keon Coleman here. I think that you get your wide receiver 1 right there. I really think Keon Coleman's gonna be a wide receiver 1. And we can double dip in the wide receiver position, guys. We can double dip at the wide receiver position because I don't have to go right guard and left guard like I've done in my previous mock drafts. My previous mock drafts, I've had to force to trade back to get those guards and centers. See, this time I only have to. Coleman and Chop this draft has already won me over. I think we gotta go Keon Coleman here. Breaking news, Chase Young is expected to meet with both the Panthers and the Saints this week per sources Tom Pelissero. Zach coming in with a clutch while we're doing a mock draft. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate you, man. Um, you might can get Leggett at next pick, spicy. Ooh, that would be a little spice at the end for sure. I like it. 47. I like Coleman, man. He reminds me of a lot of a Keenan Allen-esque kinda guy, right? I think that if you go break down his game film, go watch Keon Coleman, man. And another thing is people think that his 4.61 40 time, he's, like, really slow. He's not. Go watch the gauntlet. Go watch the gauntlet drill that he did. That's the reason why his draft stock went up so much higher because he reached up to over like 21 point something miles per hour in that gauntlet drill and ran the straightest out of anyone. And his NFL combine boosted him up. I mean, the guy is the prototype physicality wide receiver you're looking for. Okay. He's got this size. He's got the frame. He's got the mass as well. He's got the prime athletic built for an NFL wide receiver. And that's why I like Keon Coleman a lot. Is he a slot wide receiver? I wouldn't say I think so, Pop. He's 6'4", man. I mean, Keon Coleman's 6'4". I mean, I'm not putting this guy in the slot. I'm putting him at freaking is he 6'4", 6'3"? 6'4". They got him listed 6'4" here. I think I saw Draft Buzz had him at 6'3". They've got him 215 on here. I think Draft Buzz has him at 213. I mean, I think he's got the exceptional footwork. He's got the lateral twitch movement that you're looking for. Um, he's very good at finding the defensive back blind spots, and that's one thing that I really like about him. A lot of people talk about how he's able to figure out the blind spots of the corners he's going up against, and and makes his release and his hand techniques to create that separation. So, I like that's another reason why I like him. I mean, for me, I'm gonna go Keon Coleman here. I think I gotta go Keon Coleman here. He's not. Hmm. He's not a slot wide receiver, or you think he is a slot wide receiver? Because that's a big ass slot wide receiver. He's not a burner. No, he's not a burner. He's like I said, he's Keenan Allen-esque. What is Keenan Allen very good at? He's very good at creating, separation. He's a technician. That's what Keon Coleman brings to the table. That's why I like him. Alright, so we got the wide receiver position. See, now this big ass slot wide receiver. That's what I just don't see him being a slot, man. He's very physical on the outside. I don't see how Keon Coleman's a slot wide receiver. Um, he's got very impressive ball skills that people don't realize about this guy. His timing and control of his body, he's just got very good, remarkable strength, and he's good I mean, he's just good at catching the ball. I mean, he's everything. He checks off all the boxes, even though a lot of people don't believe so. You know, Larry Fitzgerald's beats you with the catch point, not speed. Same thing. Yeah, exactly. So this is where it gets interesting for me. I really want to take this guy after what I saw from him. I really want to take this guy. I really, really like Edgerrin Cooper at the linebacker position because I mean, again, Edgerrin Cooper again is a guy that had a great combine, right? 4.5, 140. I really like this guy a lot. He is super athletic. Um, he is very good at covering tight ends and running backs, especially between deep routes. He's very effective in a lot of cover 2 schemes, and he's also can play he's very well at covering the QB as a QB spot. So, I really like everything he kinda brings together. He fills his gaps very well against the run. Very good at maneuvering the linemen to the spot with his sideline to sideline range. He kind of reminds me a lot of a Frankie Louvu or Patrick Queen-esque kinda guy. I really like this guy. We already got a slot receiver, Mingo. Well, Zach, I mean, Mingo's gonna be playing outside. Since Thielen's still here you're gonna have to you have to go with, um, again, I mean, I think that, um Mingo will be the outside guy, but if you want to go with the slot guy, I mean, Thielen's in the slot. Leggett is gone, so Edgar makes sense if Peyton Wilson's gone. And yeah, Peyton Wilson's gone. Wide receiver position, that actually went 64 right there to Kansas City. Never got to see Cooper much. I'll take your word, Clay. Yeah, go just check him. Just go watch his game, man, and go watch his combine. A lot of people talk about this kid. I like this kid a lot. I think I'm gonna go with Edgerrin Cooper here. I really do. Let me look at the tight end position. It's over still there, stuff like that. That's good. Another wide receiver. Damn, Xavier Worthy's right there. Oh my god, do I wanna double dip? Do I wanna double dip? Shit. This is where it gets into who can I get at that one in the 100 range? Yeah, he does, AJ. He definitely got some thump to him. That dude hits like a freaking truck. My bad. I was driving, but Coleman dominated in the slot, not outside. Yeah, he definitely did because Johnny Wilson was more the outside guy, but there is a pop. He also dominated on the outside. I think if he comes to Carolina, that's the great thing about him. You can move him around. But again, he's definitely going to be more of that outside Keenan Allen, Larry Fitzgerald-esque kind of guy. If you put him on the outside, double dip. JP's like, nah, never seen Cooper much, but go ahead and double dip that thing. Um, Smash that like and subscribe, Dom34. Greatly appreciate that. Appreciate that comment. Yes, smash that like and subscribe, folks. Anonymous Smith would be a good pickup around 100. Yeah, yeah. I really want this guy though. I don't want Malachi Corley. Dude, if we got Keenan Coleman, Malachi Corley, I might nut in my What? Pause? Yes, take Worthy. Dude, if we did this shit, do I take Worthy here? We're having fun. Xavier Worthy. Now you got some speed. There's your slot guy. There's your slot guy right there. Xavier Worthy, move him to the slot. Put Coleman on the outside, Mingo on the outside. You can, and then you can have 4 wide receiver sets with Thielen added in there too. That'd be pretty nasty. I took Worthy, Dom. Can you imagine Keon Coleman, Jonathan Mingo, Xavier Worthy, and then whatever we go with, whether it's here or if we sign someone today or sometime this week? No substitute for killer wheels. Worthy for me too. I feel you. Well, we got him. We got him for sure. I'm lagging like crazy. We are lagging like, oh my god, Becky. Look at her so bad. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. So we got a 100 pick here now. We double dipped at the wide receiver position. We got our edge rusher. Um, we basically went back to receivers. We could go tight end here. What centers are available? Still got some Bose Ligmer. We got Dallin Holker there at 155. Drake Nugent could be there at 163. Could go Bogues Limmer right here. Yeah. Center tight end. Well, we lost, we got a chance to recover that package for sure. Smash that like and subscribe. Appreciate that. Um, so we don't need wide receiver now. We do need to get a linebacker. I still feel like we need to back or at least look into the backer position. Still could get Michael Pratt or Cedric Gray, Tommy Eisenberg. I'm not too sure about him really. JD Bertrand. Actually, I'm pretty sure he met with us, and Steely Chambers met with us. Um, Chase Young to visit the Panthers. Yeah, the NFL Panthers 94. We just found that out not too long ago. Best available left, linebacker and tight end. I'm not big on Tommy at all, me neither. We also gotta think about the running back position, but again, I mean, this guy's not gonna start. Like, even if we get one of any of these running backs that are left, these guys aren't gonna start. Like, I could get Audric Esteem, who's a big bruiser back that we need, but again, is he gonna start over Miles Sanders or Chuba Hubbard? I don't I don't could go Cade. I don't know if I wanna go Cade Stover, though. I kinda wanna go a different route here. I think Bogues Limmer might be the guy here. I think we gotta go center here. I think we have to go center here. Because what I'm thinking about doing is I'm gonna go center here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a chance and go center here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bogues Limmer here. Now I'm gonna go a different route here. I'm gonna take Dwayne Carter out of Duke, add to that defensive line. You don't know who Dwayne Carter is out of Duke? Go figure that out. So now really, with the rest of these picks, I can kinda go with like, obviously, I need a tight end, a linebacker. So those next 2 picks at 141, 142, probably gonna go linebacker, tight end. Then the last 2 picks, I'm just going to obviously kinda play the best player available. If we take a run, Ray Davis, Esteem for me. I feel that. I just felt like this Bogues Limmer there is the guy I don't wanna pass up on. To me, he's probably the 4th best center in this draft class, so I kinda like that. And then I got a guy to come in to and fill that void at the defensive line with Dwayne Carter. Did Bills did great, 2 years, Daquan Jones wanted him. Yeah, I figured he was gonna resign with them, man. We should use Tommy Tremble at 3rd tight end and fullback. John 34, right now, he's definitely tight end number 1, unfortunately. After this draft and stuff like that. I like his team too. Yeah, I like him a lot. I mean, he's a big workhorse running back. If you're looking for that power workhorse running back, and that's what you're looking for in this draft class, Audric Esteem's the guy to go out. Gray from UNC, if he's still there, we might be able to get him. Might be able to get him. We'll see where he lands. Kinda stuck with Tuttle. Unfortunately, we are. Well, Cedric Gray just went off the board, so no, we ain't getting him. Alright. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Okay. Let's see here. Bensonot. Let's see. So let's look at the tight end. We got Theo Johnson. We got Dallin Holker. Could wait to get Jaheim Bell on the back end if we want to. We could go running back here. We could get that Isaiah Gorindo, uh, who had a hell of a damn combine. Hmm. Hmm. Mhm. Mm. Tyrone Hooper, no. Steely Chambers, coverage is good. He can ball too, yeah. I think Sanat's off the board. He must already went. Where does Sanat go? Yeah, he went to Washington right there. He went to Washington. Oh, man. Okay, so for me, this is an interesting this is where it gets a little tricky because Chop, Keon, Xavier, Bugs Limmer, Wayne Carter. Okay. Mm. What do I trade this pick? Do I trade back? Maybe? Maybe take this 141 and trade with let's trade with Cincinnati. Give me that 149. Mm, Colts. One. What do you got? What do you have? What do we have left here? So Tennessee, what do you have? You only had the 146 to 7th round picks. Broncos, what do you got? 145 and 147? And you got a 203. Bills, what do you got? You got a 140 and a 144, 160? Mm, okay. Kamara, I do like Kamara out the edge rusher out of I think it's Western Michigan, or is that the Kamara the guy out of Colorado State? I can't remember. Nah, not defense. What is he? Edge. He's an edge rusher, but I can't remember. Oh, Colorado State. That's what it was. Colorado State. How good is Damien Lewis? Very good. Very good, actually. Um, he was one of the best. Based off his tape, it's very good. Okay, Fit Fuckers Jr. with the trade. Come on. Fit Fucks Jr. Give me a break. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty damn good. Smash that like, subscribe, let's go. I mean, listen, man, I'm just trying to make it work here, though. Work for me. I'm trying to make this work here. Give me a second. I'm gonna cook. Uh, I'm just trying to find the right thing. Give me give me this. How are you not taking that? Oh, you fuckers. Fine. Then I'm gonna go this route. I'm gonna go this route. Do we want to lie? Do we want a halfback? Do we really want a halfback? I mean, I'd rather just go ahead and get the tight end position. Probably gonna go with I'm like ass. Besides this guy. I mean, I'm gonna go with if I go running back, I'm gonna go with this guy. I mean, we could go corner here. I don't Kalen King's not that good. We already got edge rusher. I want a running back, but a tight end was more has more value. Go there. Yeah. I mean, we got back to back picks. I'm gonna go Isaiah here. And I'm gonna go tight end position, and I'm gonna go Theo. Wasn't there a linebacker I just saw that was available here? Michael Barrett. Maybe I'll go Michael Barrett here. Bam. I'm taking me Myans Williams is undrafted. If he's a power running back, low center guy, very Tolbert-esque kind of guy. Nice. This running back class is bad as radio says at Clay. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think that the people are misjudging some of these guys. I mean, the guy I just picked had about the best draft the NFL combine and the running back position, and definitely improved his stock from being a last 3rd round, like a late last like 7th round pick to the 5th round. I mean, it depends what you're looking for though in running backs though, I think too. Like you gotta think about what teams are looking for. I think if you're looking for that big power running back, I mean, there's a bunch of those guys in here. Yeah, I mean that, or again, you got Audric Esteem. I like Ray Davis out of Kentucky. I like Bucky Irving. You've got the elusive backs. You've got a different variety of backs in this game. I don't need Bogues Limmer. I don't need a tight. I need a tight end here because I don't think I got a tight end. I think I went halfback. I went halfback and linebacker there. I think I'm gonna go here. I think I take my AJ Barner here. I think I take AJ Barner here. Yeah, AJ Brooks. They must not know about Braylon Allen because AJ Brooks will sure let you know about Braylon Allen. So, yeah, AJ, instead of coming after me about Braylon Allen, go after those radio shows. But is Ray Davis from Kentucky elusive or quick? Um, Braylon Allen is, or not Braylon Allen. Who are you asking? Ray Davis. Ray Davis is a running back that if you're looking for, I would say if you're looking for that plug and play kind of running back, you know, basically that's your kind of guy. He's a plug and play kind of running back. Okay. Um, he can contribute immediately. He's got good vision and footwork. Um, he doesn't do a lot of razzle dazzle. Very efficient runner. He can take hits. He can get extra yards. He's not he's not a big, like, powerhouse running back, but he adds value. He's that north to south scout kinda runner. So, he's definitely got a physical ceiling if you're looking for into him, Ray Davis. Radio radio, you stupid. It's funny. They saying that Chase Young, Peter is boss, interested, but also interested in safes. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Hunt becomes the 4th guard in NFL to reach 3 million per year mark with the position market exploding this offseason with months interior. Yeah, I mean, I knew that his contract was gonna be big. I said it when we signed him. Alright, last pick here. Last pick here. Delmar Glaze is a good center. I got him, like, ranked 5th, I think, on my list. We need some corner. Coverage grade's good. Kamal Hayden's good. John Dix, not too good. MJ, Dovershine, Deep. We need a corner. We don't need a center because I already got a center. Wide receiver, we get Luke McCaffrey. McCaffrey back. Could bring another tight end in, Jaheim Bell. Safety, could go after Dejon Anthony. Dacho Milton if he stayed in the 7th. Or the 6th. It looks like he's projected to go 160. It's really a 4th round pick, but still on the board. He's still on the board. Ryan Watts, not a fan of good in run defense, not great in coverage. Giants took Drew Lock, Tyrod, Jets. We're sticking with Andy. It seems like it, man. Seems like it. Seems like it. I wouldn't be mad at that, Don 34. Yeah, but we're at Ray Davis. Yeah. So I mean, that's what Ray Davis is. Hope I answered. Where the hell's my phone? Chase Young has added Titans to visit to his schedule. Bears are giving former tight ends Gerald Everett a 2-year contract. Bears are signing free agent Gerald Everett. Philadelphia Eagles are working a multi-year deal with free agent Justin Simmons. New England have a multi-year offer on the table to star wide receiver Calvin Ridley. Daniel Hunter is looking for a deal that'll pay him $30 million per year, according to ESPN. He's out of his mind. He is out of his mind. No offense to Daniel Hunter, even though I'd like to have him on this team, I'm not paying that man $30 million per year at 29 years old. All right. Give Bryce some hungry competition. I hear you. Marcos is like, I wouldn't be mad at that bringing Joe Milton in. He had a good combine. He looked good. I mean, he's got a cannon of an arm. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's live stream. Make sure you pound the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, come on over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you pound the like button and subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. That's the best way you can support me and my channel. Josh Sweat might be shopped. He is crappier. he he'd be okay I would be okay with him. Josh Sweat, I'd be okay with him. Pratt from Tulane there. I didn't see him. All right, let's speed this up. So I think this is a good mock draft for the after getting those new picks and stuff. Let's see. So we traded back with Washington. We took that 33rd pick, got the 40th and a 100th, so a third rounder. So we got a second and a third for the 33rd. Drafted edge rusher Chop Robinson. Took our second, the 39th pick, sent it back to the Giants for their 47th and a 5th, and took Keon Coleman, Xavier Worthy, got Bo Glimmer out of Arkansas center, Wayne Carter, defensive lineman out of Duke, Isaiah Gorindo, halfback out of Louisville, linebacker Michael Pratt, tight end AJ Barner, and then corner help Kamal Hayden, who is very good in coverage, who is not a very good run defending. Overall, got an A minus. Not bad. Overall, not bad. A minus. Fill all the voids we needed. Got a double dipping wide receiver. Got Chop Robinson. Um, got a very solid center to either back up or start over Austin Corbett. Got Derek Brown some help. Added wide running back who had a great combine. Added to the linebacker group. Wouldn't necessarily say Michael Barrett's gonna replace Frankie Luvu, but again, it's a good draft. I think I like this draft a lot. AJ Barner, get that tight end position. Solid A. Thanks, Papa. I appreciate that. Good draft. I appreciate that, Marcus. Hey, man. Not bad, not bad. We'll post it up on Twitter, see what other people think about it. They might bitch about it. Who knows? Who knows? So let's see if there's any news before I hop out of here. Looks like Colts are making a strong push to re-sign cornerback Kenny Moore. Chase Young has added the Titans to visit his schedule. Reportedly, he'll visit the Panthers and the Saints. Gerald Everett just signed a 2-year deal, $12 million deal with the Chicago Bears. Let's see what else we got. Philadelphia Eagles are getting a multi-year deal done apparently with Justin Simmons, which kind of makes sense because Vic Fangio has worked with him in the past in Denver. That makes sense. Um, let's see what else we got. Calvin Ridley's contract's around the corner for the Calvin Ridley. Daniel Hunter's looking for a deal that'll pay him $30 million per year. I just think that's crazy. Panthers on to plan B. Yep, for sure. Chase Young, yep. He's trying to sign a one basically, if we sign Chase Young, it says that they expect it to be a one-year deal, which is basically a prove it deal. Alright. Um, looks like New York Giants are signing Drew Lock as their quarterback. Not as their quarterback, but maybe they're back. I don't know what they're gonna do. The Eagles are trying to get a deal done with CJ Gardner Johnson. Yeah, we all know about this deal. Alright, let's see what else. Anything else going on? Deion Bush is returning to the Chiefs. 6-year-old tackle Hakeem is signing with the Cleveland Browns. Okay. 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 All right. Now the Titans are wanting Chase too. Yep. Shout out to the chat for sure. Time for UFL. You mean the UFL? Prove it deals are perfect for the Panthers. Money comes in next year, hopefully for sure. How serious is Chase Young? I don't know. All I know is he's visiting with us. From what I know of as of right now. Um, so it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I'm about to hop off of here. I'm not going to do a 7 hours today. If any breaking news comes out for the Carolina Panthers, I will hop back on. So, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Thank God it's a little slow free agency day for the Panthers. I'm pretty happy after yesterday. So, 'cause yesterday was crazy. So, yeah, and I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. If you're watching on Twitter, come on over to the YouTube channel. Make sure you pound the like button, subscribe. Click the link tree in my bio on Twitter. If you're watching over there, it'll take you right to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on all of my social media there as well. The link tree is in my bio on Twitter. If you're watching on YouTube, all my social media is down below as well in that link tree. And if you're on here, make sure you like and subscribe. Feel free to join the Discord today. And also, don't forget about our sponsorship with BetUS.com. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Everyone have a great rest of your Tuesday. Peace.